Good afternoon, and welcome to Singapore International Water Week's Up Close and Personal. This afternoon, we will be putting the spotlight on a Singapore homegrown water technology company, ZWEEC. To tell us more, I have the pleasure of their CEO, Mr. Foo Say Tun, who is here with me today. Say Tun, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation, Ryan.
So, Say Tun, tell us a bit about ZWEEC and who are you?
Okay. Well, at ZWEEC, we are a Singapore homegrown company. We are in the sphere of water quality monitoring. We started out on this journey 10 years ago, and now we have progressed to a environmental area whereby we have extended a lot of our new technology to cope with the demands of the market.
I understand that ZWEEC was founded by a core group of Singapore entrepreneurs. So what was the driver behind them wanting to set up this company?
Yes, you're right, Ryan. Basically, what attracted these founders to come together to form ZWEEC was meeting the challenge that was by PUB. Back then, what PUB did was that they were very reliant on manual water quality monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave our founders this challenge, automate it for us so that it can run 24/7. We have eyes on this all the time so that we don't need to worry about the water quality in Singapore. So it started out with meeting a challenge. And I recall back in 2008, in fact at SIWW, A-Star was promoting an algorithm for FAMs. But what they did not have was a company to commercialize it and make it a product that was workable. So the founders came together, started ZWEEC, basically adopted the technology from A-Star, Exploit Technologies, and that was where we began. And then FAMS was created not long after that. And the whole water quality monitoring system in Singapore was then automated. That was how we began. In other words, we took on the challenge, and I believe, and I'm proud to say that we managed to excel in that challenge.
That's excellent. Yes. So when you mentioned FAMS, you are referring to the fish active monitoring system.
Yes, that's right. The fish activity monitoring system. We started out with that in 2010. And what we have now today is what we call Aquatech. This is a very much improved version of the FAMS that we started out with. And in fact, Aquatech is now being used by PUB throughout Singapore.
So besides Aquatech, what other proprietary solutions do you have as a water tech company?
Okay, Ryan, we're actually very excited because this year was in many sense a breakthrough for us. We have actually come up with two new products that we are going to be putting out in the market very soon. The first is what we call Alga Pro. Now, what Alga Pro does is that it is a technology that is able to identify a specific species of algae. And not only that, it is able to count the number of algae in any sample that is provided to us. Now, how is this helpful? It is helpful because it is able to, through the algae bloom count, then authorities would know whether there's an impending algae bloom, which will perhaps cause a lot of problems. It will kill a lot of the wildlife, water life in many waterways. So that's one product. The second one is what we call BackSense. Now, what BackSense is able to do is that it is able to detect very quickly, in a matter of hours, bacteria that is present in water. One example of a very, very harmful bacteria for us as consumers when we eat food or we drink water is E. coli. BackSense will be able to detect that in a matter of hours. When at this point in time, if you were to take a sample to a lab, it would take you a few days before you get your results. So we're actually very excited about these two new products, and we believe that this will be very relevant to the market.
Thanks. I'm sure that there must be target markets that ZWEEC is looking at, and there's a demand for these solutions there.
Yes, Ryan, of course, but our priority has always been Singapore. Singapore is our base. We are a Singapore company, as you've said. For us, the priority is always Singapore. But we are also present in other markets such as China, Australia, Taiwan, as well as the Middle East. So we are hoping to expand those markets in the coming years with Aquatech, Alga Pro, as well as the BackSense.
So I'm sure there must be competitors out there who are offering the same type of solutions. So what makes ZWEEC's products stand out from the rest?
Well, so far, we do not have that many competitors. We have had companies that have tried to replicate what we do. But what we are able to provide is that what we feel is very important is that we listen to our customers. We find out what is it that they require, what is it that they need, and then what we do is then we set out to meet this challenge, like what we did in the beginning with PUB, and we try to solve this problem for them by providing the right solution at reasonable cost.
Let's talk a bit about achievements, Say Tun. Over the last 10 years, ZWEEC has received numerous local and international awards. For example, the International Water Association and IBM. In 2015, ZWEEC was also recognized as one of the top 500 local SMEs in Singapore. So I'm sure you must be very proud of how far ZWEEC has come in the span of 10 years. Would you like to comment on that?
Yes, we are very proud, but we are also very grateful that, Ryan, I think in any business and in any environment, we cannot say that we did it alone. We had help, and it was very important that PUB believed in us. It was very important that A-Star provided the support that we needed to grow, to develop the algorithm and that they had to come up with all these new products. I think for us, this has been surprising in a sense because a lot of companies in this water industry take many, many years to actually get off the ground. And in fact, many do not survive after the initial few years. So we are very grateful that we're still around and that we're making progress and that we have the trust of our working partners.
Let's talk a bit about the future. What's next for ZWEEC?
Well, what's next is that we will continue to come up with new technologies. What is important, like I said, is that we need to listen to our customers. We need to listen to our partners. We need to find out what it is that they need from us. And like I was saying earlier, Ryan, we are also moving into the environmental sector. So things that are in the pipeline would be perhaps we will be involved in the future would be environmental cleanups, especially when we have contamination and dirty waters. We would like to be in that area, in that circle, so that we can grow this business and bring our knowledge and expertise to help clean up some of these waste that are troubling us all around the world.
Before we close this interview, Say Tun, if there's one thing that you would like the audience to take away from today's session, what would that be?
Well, Ryan, I would like to tell the viewers is that we have been around because we are trusted, right? the authorities like PUB, they trust our technology, they trust our people, they trust the work we do. So the major takeaway that I would like for our viewers to have is that, look, we are a tried and tested company. We have solutions that are available to you, and you need to trust us that we can deliver and help you in what you need.
Excellent. Say Tun, thank you so much for taking the time today to share with us the journey of ZWEEC, and it's a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you, Ryan.
Next up, we will be having the Innovation to Practice session organized by ZWEEC, where they will share with us the case studies from Singapore and China. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching.